I'm Erin Lee, I'm the Regional Manager of Southern Mines Rescue. When I look back now, I feel like I've been doing engineering all my life. Grew up on a beef cattle property, northern New South Wales. Growing up on the farm really gave me the ability to underpin my problem-solving skills with practical hands-on experience. So I started out doing engineering at university and then realised that mining engineering was the most practical in my mind of all the engineering forms. So mining engineering was the most practical of all the engineering forms, and that's why I was drawn to mining engineering. Then at the back end of doing my mining engineering degree, I sought some practical experience and worked on weekend night shift underground to sort of underpin the knowledge that I'd learned at uni with the practical experience.
I've known Erin for about 12 years.
Almost 6 years.
We've known each other on and off for the last 10 odd years.
I've known Erin for a couple of years now. Erin obtained a mining engineering degree and commenced working in the mining industry, getting hands-on experience underground.
I know Erin from a previous workplace. Interviewed Erin for a role and was very, very impressed with how she interviewed, to the point where I employed Erin as a compliance superintendent.
She's worked her way up through the organisation and she's gained credibility in every step that she's taken.
I know Erin as I was one of her colleagues while she was carving out her career in the mining industry. So she's achieved a lot, and I'm really pleased that I had that front row seat to see it all happen.
So the key to successfully transitioning from university to full-time engineering was really about communication and breaking down those barriers that existed when I first started in the industry, developing those relationships with the people that I worked side by side with every day.
She believes that everyone brings something individually to the table, and she's a really good team player.
She's been like a breath of fresh air, to be honest. Create a workplace where you want to do well for your boss, and she's created that in a short time.
And she's a fantastic team player. I've seen her pull a team together and just make them successful.
Erin is compassionate in the way that she leads, but she's also willing to hold people to account.
I love working in the mining industry because it brings a whole set of challenges. Each challenge every day is different to the previous challenge, and therefore you learn from that, you adapt, and ultimately what that's taught me is to be more resilient in life in general. I guess what's changed for me is initially at 18, when you're doing your mining engineering degree, it's all about facts and figures and how to get a solution to a problem. But now looking back at that, what I realise is it's all about people. It's all about the relationships that you develop with people, the rapport that you have with people, the opportunity you have to influence other people and mentor other people. I'm really enjoying that aspect of my current role, where it's a lot about influencing people and really drawing on those connections to work together as a team.
So we interacted early on in her career, and then she moved away to another operation. And when she came back and we studied together, it was quite astounding to me how much she had grown and how much she had learnt in the industry over those few years. And that translated straight into her ability to get her first class ticket on the first go, which is generally unheard of in our industry.
I like to really break down those barriers, get to know my team, get to develop those relationships with people. Sometimes I'll walk in the door and make a point of checking in with people just for half an hour, just to genuinely see how they are.
Yes, in my 21 years, Erin's certainly the best manager I've worked under in my mine rescue time. Could have retired a couple of years ago. She's one of the reasons that I'm still here.
Without having met Erin, I would have never felt as empowered as I have in taking on different career roles. For example, being captain of the female mines rescue team. She really encouraged me to do my best and has really paved the way for women to do the best they can and really excel within the mining industry.
Well, it's good to have somebody to look up to and want to be like one day.
There's very few women like Erin out there in the industry. She's a great role model for a young woman like me, and I wouldn't be here without her today.
Women bring so much diversity to the mining industry in the way they approach problems, their thought patterns, the way they interact with people every day. I think by being nominated for this award, I'm really excited because I'm really hoping that that encourages other women like myself to apply themselves to the mining industry. It's so rewarding, challenging, and just amazing. The most amazing experience you can have.
I think Erin's a great candidate because she's definitely meant to be here.
She is the first female regional manager from Mines Rescue Stations, a very non-traditional role.
She's carved out a great career for herself in mining. She's a role model for other women who are yet to consider mining as a career. She wears many hats, so she's a mum, She's a wife and manages to juggle that quite successfully, balancing it with her career as well.
Erin's a great role model for me because she's a good example that it doesn't matter whether you're a guy or a girl, that you can get anywhere as long as you work hard.
And she's already heavily involved in mentoring and coaching those young women.
And she hasn't just performed well, she's performed exceptionally well. Business results are great. Culturally, there's been a significant lift in how the business performs, and that is all down to the work that she's done with engaging with her team.
She's going to go further than where she is now for sure.